Good morning from Bloomfield Bell Tower. I'm here this morning replenishing our wood pile. There was one bundle left when I arrived this morning, which is fantastic. So far I've left 8 bundles, and there was one left this morning. Now, there's all the information on the label that a person needs in order to donate. So it's fabulous that they take the bundle, and it's important that they scan the QR code that's on the flyer on the bundle, so that the way they can donate $5, $10, $15, $20, whatever works for them. So this is largely based on trust and hope. So I'll keep replenishing in the hopes that people understand what this is about and they want to support a worthy endeavor. Stopped by the Valley Forge store this morning, first thing, to talk to those folks. I also printed them out a nice big 24 by 36 inch photo of the home of Harrison Melvin LeBaron in Valley Forge. Beautiful photo showing his house. He's out front pushing an old lawnmower, and it's probably like a mid 1880s photo. So I also brought a sticker for the new QR code. For some reason, the QR code that I had originally for last year, originally it was to take people right to the Bloomfield Cemetery site, and at some point, I don't know when, it got kind of generic to where it would take people just to Facebook instead of the Bloomfield Cemetery. I know it's important to make this as convenient as possible. So in today's technology world, people can just hold their camera open and it goes right to the site. So that's what we're about. Easy peasy. Six more bundles of wood. I brought 80 bundles with me. I'll leave 6 here, probably 10 at the cemetery. And if all goes well, by the time we go into Valley Forge for lunch, he'll have information from his boss as to whether he'll allow me to leave the rest of them. Price point for those, $10. It doesn't really matter too much about selling the wood as it does people taking the flyer. And if it's a cause that they feel worthy, that they want to donate, that's the important part. So that's my plan. I get this wood for free. I just have to put a flyer in it, wrap it in some pallet wrap, and just another way to get this project at the cemetery done and increase the awareness about the project. Newer in me. I'm also going to water all of the wonderful stuff here at the bell tower. So things are looking really nice. Obviously, it's a foggy morning this morning, overcast, fog. The trees are looking good and healthy. Trees at the cemetery looking good and healthy also. Cemetery trees don't get watered except for the small Carmody redwood tree. So we actually have a water source, a water container with a drip line to the redwood. It struggled a little bit last year, so it's shorter in size, almost like it got bit in half. But the root system continues to mature. So we just want to encourage that. And by the time it starts growing upwards with the root system, it should do really well. When I put this plaque up a couple years ago, I stained the area around it prior to installation. And I'm certainly hoping to get to the rest of the underside of the roof. That would be a good summertime project, into the cool shade of the bell tower. But that'll make it look really nice in here. It'd be nice to get something on these poles too. This green wash that's on there is pretty faded. All right. Oh, these buckets seem to be getting heavier. It's Friday, May 22nd, 2026. Memorial weekend. We're up here early Friday morning. Actually, I started the day by heading into Valley Ford and talking to our friends at Valley Ford store. I've been asking them for a week now if we could stack a pile of our wood in front of their store. He took a couple bundles last weekend and they sold right away. So I stopped in this morning. He said he hadn't talked to his boss yet, but he expected his boss in this morning. So I left another bundle there with him. Bundle of wood, flyers, my cards, and I also took him a large 24 by 36 photo of Harrison Melvin LeBaron's house in 1880 with Melvin and his wife, or Harrison and his wife, on the out in the front yard. Actually, his wife, I think, was on the porch. He was pushing an old push mower, rotary sickle type, and two of his small children were in the front yard with him. When I was in there last weekend getting our sandwich, we do every weekend when we're out here. We go there, get our lunch. They got a space on the wall behind the counter between the cashier and the deli, just a blank space there. And I said, I think a photo would look good, an old photo of LeBaron's house, because LeBaron had not only had the house, he had the creamery. He also was cashier at the bank that his uncle Hollis Hitchcock was the largest shareholder of. So I think I always had a sense that it was LeBaron's bank, but I guess nobody owns the bank technically. The shareholders do. But the fact that he was cashier, his uncle Hollis was the largest shareholder, they did well. So um, that house on the hill is no longer there, but the photo is magnificent. So if you stop in Valley Ford store, take a look up on the wall, and I put a little verbiage down at the bottom saying that it was Harrison LeBaron's house and photo donated by the Bloomfield Cemetery. and the photo was credited to LeBaron. So this morning we got a pretty good list of things to do. um, I got a stack of wood here also, just like at the bell tower. I need to change the flyer on those, update them with the new QR code. I already put a sticker for the new QR code on the GoFundMe banner that's on the fence. And I also took the flagpole down up here because for however long it's been up, had these poly clips. One of them broke. So I just kind of been hanging the flag. By the grace of God, it's been behaving itself. It hasn't flown off of there, but I got new clips for both here and the bell tower. I've already been down to the bell tower and watered, but yeah, these simple little clips. So I have to, cut the rope. On here, I could lift the pole off and lay it down on the ground and do everything I need to do. That's not the case down at the bell tower. It's cast iron. It's really heavy. So that there, I'll just replace the bad one because I can't risk losing the rope through the pulley. So I'm hoping to remember to get a flag up down there today. So Dale's already out string trimming. We kicked butt last weekend, so we got so much stuff done. Dale wants to do a final mow on Sunday, so that's what we're going to do. In the meantime, things are still looking nice and green up here. The trees are out, looking healthy and full. We're going to continue string trimming, pruning, uh, hedge trimming, things that just need to be tidied up. I also brought 5 gallons of D2 along, and Dale had made mention that Teresa, his niece Teresa, wanted to put out a nice display of flowers on grave sites. And of course, we have the flags to put down too. But I guess Teresa's been gathering these imitation flowers for some time. So she wants to display them up here, which is really sweet. I look forward to seeing what idea she has in mind. We've done that before, like 2004, I believe it was, that maybe 2004 and 2005, because I had a couple boxes of these flowers that I had at my house, mounted them to stakes, and then wrapped the stakes in red crushed velvet. And it looked nice. It was a lot of work. So, my energies are better directed towards the bigger mechanical stuff. But man, anybody who wants to take the time and beautify the cemetery, I'm in full support. Um, so that's going on. Dale does have his tractor here, but we'll probably just use it for mulching things that we trim until Sunday. And I'm hoping to repair at least one stone, John Wood, a tall stone in the back. It's in 3 pieces right now currently. So throughout the day, we can epoxy one piece, let it dry, another piece, let it dry. And then eventually, towards the end of the day, hit it with D2. I guess Teresa's coming out, and her mother is coming out also, Dale's sister. So they're going to help. And Dale mentioned that maybe they would like to apply D2, which would be wonderful, because that does take a couple hours to apply 5 gallons of D2. So thank you for donations, because that really helps for us to purchase D2. 5 gallons of D2 with shipping is $300. But it's good money. The what it brings to the cemetery is amazing. How it cleans these stones up. If we had to clean them manually, it would take forever. We'd have to focus a day per stone. It would just be ridiculous. But this D2 is it's amazing. And fortunately, it's not like we had to invent this process. The Veterans Administration, they use D2 for all the veteran cemeteries, and it's safe, it's effective, and I bet they get it for a lot less than we do. But I'm grateful. I'm grateful a product like that exists. So I have a bunch of wood with me. I think I probably have close to 100 bundles between the cemetery and the bell tower, you know, leaving 10, 15 bundles. And hopefully if things go well at Valley Forge store, I can leave at least a dozen or two, or maybe as many as 50 or 75 there. I suggested to him that what I could do is leave them today and then pick them up, whatever's left. I'm happy to pick them up either at the end of the day or at the end of Monday. And I feel confident that beachgoers, campers, etc., would like to have some reasonably priced wood to purchase and take with them to the coast. So that is my hope. That's what I am hoping for today. So, all right. Well, I'm going to get at it, and I'll continue making videos throughout the day, especially of like our stone repair, some of the D2 cleaning, and also update how things are looking around here. I'll probably do another video on its own of the plan for the irrigation. I know I described it some in last week's video, but I'll run the full course about the eucalyptus tree that's down in the corner, about how we need to eliminate that, the structure, platform, how things are going to fit, the plumbing of it all, and how this is all going to happen. So I'm excited about that. Obviously, summer's coming, and that's when we're going to be doing a lot of this work. So we can dig a lot and run equipment a lot, and don't have to worry about messing up this wonderful greenery that we currently have going here. So yeah. All right. Well, that's it for now, and I'll keep updating as the day progresses. Thanks. This is my new label. I had to replace this QR code, so that takes people directly to this GoFundMe site. Included the snail mail address for Valley Forge, and let's see. Oh yeah, description. Sorry, I was just reading a text that came across. A little descriptor here about please take a bundle of wood and donate. And then also down here, wood for water, please donate. So trying to make it as clear as I can what we're doing here. So I brought these extra flyers up with me so I could replace the old ones with this new one. So actually, I just include a new one on the exterior side of the bundle. So that's what I'm doing now. And this is kind of my operation that I do at home with this wood. Let's see. The important part is the information on here. So, you know, people have, a lot of people like old cemeteries. And the idea that, you know, we're trying to do something that improves an old cemetery, it's great, you know, and because Bloomfield Cemetery sits up on this hill, a lot of folks don't even know about it. So quite often we'll get visits from people who are coming back from the coast, and, you know, along about Stump's Ranch, they look up on the hill and kind of wonder what's up there. So they'll drive up, take a look, and get out and wander around, and they think it's pretty cool, just like us. Let's take a little walk for the next section. Still nice and foggy, especially up in the hills. Really appreciate having the gray skies this morning. I'm sweating. I'm sure Dale's out there sweating, even with the cooler temps. But I'm sure it'll clear out and be a blue sky day shortly. All right, this Gavver site, we cleaned that out last weekend. Usually the sisters have a hired man come and take care of it, so maybe we'll get to see them this weekend place flags and flowers on their family site. They're very sweet ladies. They've been coming to the cemetery that their grandmother or their aunt used to bring them here when they were little girls. I think they're in their mid-80s now. Got to do a sound check here and make sure we're all good. Yeah, we're good. That means those ladies been caring for the cemetery a lot longer than Dale and I have. Makes them pretty special. Not perfect, but better. I enjoy his YouTube channel called Midlife Stockman. He goes around in the Detroit, Michigan area and cleans up abandoned yards and helps folks who can't clean their own yards. He'll go in and get it all cleaned up so that way they can easily maintain them in the future. And he's a real nice man. Midlife Stockman on YouTube. So tough. That's a hardy workout right there. That's why it's so good to have Stihl power tools working for us. Oh, yeah. As tough a job as it is, I know it would be a lot more difficult if we didn't have the right tools. And if there's any California poppy, we'll do our best to preserve them. Because they're nice looking. Cyclone fence was installed around 1970. So here we are, Oliver and Helena Lefebvre. Helena passed away early in life, 34 years of age, 1874. What a shame that she passed away so early. Here you can see her daughters, Amelia and Mary Louisa. 1877. Mary Louisa passed away 1865. She was only 2 years, 5 months, 28 days. Then we'll use the blower on this site a fair amount. There's a real nice breeze coming in from the coast today. I feel that coolness while I'm working. So mostly just pine needles, some sticks up top, a few pine cones here. The Percival site next door here has Walter Percival's family on the back half, and then John Oliver, his family, on the front half. John Oliver was a blacksmith. Walter Percival had the mill up at Mill and Main Street. John Oliver was a blacksmith. His story is pretty well documented on the Facebook page. He went to work for a while down at the blacksmith with stocking, and then would end up purchasing it. And him and Thomas Mooney, partners. Him and a guy named Pringle were partners for a couple of years. And John Oliver would marry Kate Lloyd. That was his second wife. His first wife was Etta. She passed away in 1871, and her headstone came out beautiful. I remember could barely read it when we started using D2 on it, and it just cleaned up really, really nice. That's his first wife, Etta. Just where it says wife of J.S. Oliver, it's the script, the writing is beautiful, the carving. Here's his second wife. So, Dr. C.L. Oliver. This is written about on the Facebook page about her graduation and her profession, but kind of rare for back then. Yeah. So, her and John divorced at some point. Like we've got a visitor. How wonderful. We had a visitor here when we arrived this morning. She had a small dog with her, and it gives me a lot of joy to see people walking around the cemetery, enjoying it. Yeah. Whew. What a great day for this. Still excited about the possibility of getting wood at Valley Ford's store. I think Memorial Weekend, man, what a better time, you know? Kind of like the store gets to do their part of supporting the community, and I get to see if this idea is going to work. Catch it campaign.